Hey everyone, CFRU's Music Director here with a quick tutorial on accessing our digital music library using iTunes or the Apple Music app from any of the station's computers. I'll be showing you how to browse, search, and listen to our collection of over 15,000 albums, as well as take a look at some of the other cool features available, as this is hopefully a nicer way of exploring the library and finding music that you're interested in. So if you're using one of the Windows computers at the station, like in the training or the on-air studio, you would open up iTunes. And from here, to find the library, you would click the Music drop-down menu, and you should be able to select CFRU's Digital Music Library. If you're using a Mac, like in the production studio, you can open up the Music app. And where there's this down arrow beside library, if I click on that, I can select the digital library. It will normally load the albums view. So from here you can scroll through the entire collection. If you're seeing something a little different, not to worry, it's probably just the view that the last person was in when they were using this collection. So you can always click albums if you want to return to this particular view. So you'll notice that I can scroll, and as I hover over albums, I see a play button. So I can play music from here. I can also click on an album if I want to expand and have a look at the track listing and select individual songs. If you are doing that with the Music app for a Mac, just know that if you were to click on an album, it's a little different, and that you have to click this back arrow to return to the album's view. To quickly obtain information, you can right-click on an album and go to Album Info. If you want to see what the record label is, that's being stored in the grouping field. And then for any comments or tags, such as the artist tags and any genre tags, that's all available here as well. So I can do that for an album. I can right-click on a song. Even the song that is currently playing from up at the top, I can right-click and select Get Info. So I can find out if something that I like is Canadian content. That might help you either fill out your log sheets or put together your show. And you've got several other options for further exploring the library. We can jump into the songs view. So this is the entire library's worth of songs. You can add or remove columns if you'd like by going to View and Show View Options. So these checkboxes are all the different columns that you can add or hide. And I highly recommend adding grouping, which is where the record label information is, and the comments. So you can quickly see that information, and you can also sort by those columns now as well. You'll notice that there are several categories on the left-hand side, so you can explore any of these and also expand for more options. So if you wanted to look at everything that is a new release, so that's music added to our library in the last 6 months, click the new releases. It usually defaults to the playlist view. If you want to change what that looks like, again, go to View up at the top and View As. And these are your different options. I prefer the albums view. So same thing, you can scroll through everything. If you would like to expand, say for example, look at what is new in Canadian music. So that's everything that's Canadian content and added to the library in the last 6 months. That information is available here. You can also take a look at any of these categories. They all expand. I'll show you genres, for example, is a big one because we have a lot of these main music genres, but you can expand them into subgenres. So if I was interested in soundtracks, I could look at it here, or again change the view and look at it by songs and with all the different columns. If I wanted to expand, I could click on the arrow beside rock, for example, and have a look at all the different subgenres in the rock category. So here's the playlist view again, and I can change that view to browse this way. So as well as the categories, there is also the search option. It works a little differently between iTunes and Apple Music. So in iTunes, if I put in a keyword, it will start searching in the song title as well as the artist and album title. So if I'm searching for the keyword yellow, it will show me results in those 3 different categories. It shows me a few results with an option to see all if there's more than just a handful here. Whereas if I do a similar search in the music app, you want to use the filter function rather than the search, as the search will actually only search the computer's own local music library instead of the shared digital music library. So if I use the filter field, a different keyword, I'm going to put in the word boiled. So it will start searching through song titles with that keyword as well as artist names and album titles, but it will also search through grouping like the record label and any comments that have that keyword. So you could search for the word classical and it will show up any albums that have that keyword in the song titles, etc., but also in the comments field. So this is showing me records that also have boiled as their label. A couple other handy features, especially if you are putting together a show on the air or pre-recording it in one of the studios, is the Up Next feature. So I started playing a song from the album's view. So it was the first song on that album. So if you wanted to take a look at what's coming up after this song is finished, there is a playing next or up next category here. So because I had clicked on the very first song, it's basically showing me in the queue the rest of the songs in that album. If I didn't want any music to play after this song had finished, I can clear this queue and it will just stop once this song has ended. You can also use this to create like a temporary playlist or a custom queue. So I could go into an album, right click on any song that I'm interested in and select play next. And I can do this for any number of songs. I can right click and then either choose play next or play later. And so now if I click on the up next option, there's the 3 songs that I've selected. So you can again add any number of songs here, and you can also move them around to change their order, or you can, by hovering over them, delete a song or clear the entire queue. There are some limitations with this solution. So for example, you won't be able to copy music from here, say, onto the desktop. This is kind of like streaming music from our library, but in a much more user-friendly fashion than going through the digital library drive. The liner notes, like album liner notes and bios, one sheets, unfortunately can't be accessed from here, but that information is still available by going through the digital music library drive and finding the album folder for it. So hopefully though, this still is a nice way of browsing the library and basically finding those albums that you want to dig deeper and get the liner notes from the digital library drive. You'll also notice that there's a genre section here, or if you were browsing in a song's view, there's sometimes the genre column that'll be displayed, but that will normally be blank, as we have instead been using the comments field to populate it with our own genres and subgenres that work best for our programmers. If there are any issues while you're using this, feel free to fill out one of these forms that we've created. There should be a shortcut on the desktop beside either iTunes or the Apple Music app. So it just asks you a couple of quick questions, your name and email, which computer you are using, and describe the issue as best as possible so we can take a look into that. But it's a great tool, as I say, for browsing the library. You can even go into the songs view, start something playing, and then put it on random or shuffle so that once the song is ended, it will play a new song out of these 161,669 songs that are in our library. We also welcome feedback, so if you have categories or combinations of categories that you'd like to see represented here, but that are not currently available, please let us know. This is a pretty flexible solution, so we may be able to make that happen for you. And then once you're done, feel free to please leave the app open and running in the background, so you don't need to exit. You can just stop whatever might be playing and minimize it, and that way it's available for the next person. The music's already all loaded, and we'll do our best to make sure that the computers have the app open with the library loaded, as it can take a few minutes for it to load. So yeah, that's about it. There's more that you can do, but feel free to explore and click around, and then let us know if you have any questions, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching.